No, I've always pushed for the roundabout. But that one I pushed for from day one because of this, when I was on public safety, the speeders out there.
Yeah.
And you're going to put a traffic light in, and people run the light and killing people. But at least with the roundabout, you're going to slow them down. They keep moving. That's my whole philosophy behind that. I just
for the children. Got to throw that in there.
You beat me to it. That was right there. It was poised right there.
Right there. Do it for the children.
Well, I don't know. I mean, because you could put a U-turn at a traffic light, right? I know of at least one in Washington, so.
I will say that
I know those are legal. Somebody figured out how to do
that. That intersection is probably great for roundabout because most of your flow is going to be on 410. You don't have as much east-west,
right?
Much east-west flow. So by having a roundabout there, the cars are going to move faster through the system because you'll have just limited cars coming in. Because if you have a signal, everything stops and everybody sits there for the one.
Sure. But that's, so here's the thing, right? So I've done a lot of work on this, right? Because the whole state roundabout thing kind of got a burr under my saddle. So we're assuming, so roundabouts will lower the traffic to 40 miles an hour, right? I mean, that's just what it's going to do. I mean, yeah, at least 40, right? Bigger trucks will lower it lower. Mm-hmm. So it's going to reduce the speed limit out there, which why do I want to reduce the speed limit out there? I'm just getting up to speed. I'm just like close to 70 by the time I get there, right? For goodness
sake. The speed limit's only 45.
It's only 45.
It's like that, Debbie, on the
yeah. Got to start having the chief of police here.
I think so. But I think that's a different discussion about.
I get it. Other than traffic impact, you got to have a plan. Plan has to be published. Then we can do the traffic impact fees. So, but what's the time horizon for that study? How long is it valid for? Because from 2005 to 2008 or 9 or 10, how long were we charging the right amount of money?
It's still valid because we haven't changed our impact fees.
But I think moving into the future, the goal is that you create a value on the TIF fee, and then if you set it correctly, then all you're really adjusting for is inflation from the year, and that should keep, obviously using inflation, an inflationary adjustment that should keep pace, and so there shouldn't really be a need to come back and evaluate your TIF unless there's a drastic change on the number or type of projects that you have on your list.
So, the problem I have with the inflation adjustment on things like this is that, so we go to 9.1%. All of our rates go to 9.1%, right? And then, and 4 years from now, the economy's readjusted, prices have adjusted, and so the aggregate was really 4%. Sure. We peaked at 9%. Is the city going to lower their impact fees? No.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, I
didn't quite catch that part, right?
Actually, I have seen them get lowered.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah, so when we went through the recession, not here, I was in a different city, but we had an inflationary increase clause for all of our impact fees.
Right.
And when the recession happened and we had negative inflation, we had to reduce the fee by the negative inflation.
And the code could be written to specifically address that.
Okay, that'd be good, because that's kind of my concern with those automatic inflation, is that they're usually monotonic. They're usually increasing. They're not monotonic, but they're increasing. There's never a negative.
And there's a lot of different ones. There's the one that you hear about in the news all the time is the durable goods inflation factor figure. That's not the one that gets used for the construction cost index, which is what's looking at what organizations and groups are actually paying for steel and concrete and asphalt. So I think it's the CCI.
Yep.
And then there's like 4 different ones of the CCI.
Yeah.
Does that include labor?
Typically, yes.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But because again, back the most of the fees, we go to the single family. But because again, a lot of the commercial escapes these fees. Say in a way that they're going to escape the fees out there, in a way. Depends on how you're
I
going to
think
get the
the-
improvement you need, but they're going to escape the fee. Because the reason I mention that is because you have like Costco, you know, and they build this wonderful road that's ultra needed that everybody travels on every 5 minutes. That you know, whatever. You know, they built that road for us, so they got all those traffic impact fees. They have a bank sitting there, so that when the developments come in and they're like, oh, by the way, we have these trips, and the city's like, oh yeah, you're right, and you're like,
But
oh yeah, you got your
but-
bank. So.
But projects, I can name like 3 or 4 projects that didn't.
Right.
So like the Fennel Creek Industrial Park.
Right.
233rd was not a TIF list project.
Exactly. So they had to pay
So,
for it.
so they did all their curb gutter and sidewalk,
It's
and
not
then
like they asked to have it included in the.
and then they had and then they
never
paid
had-
all their impact fees. Bob Stovey's project paid all their impact
Yep.
fees.
Oh yeah.
The medical center
Yep.
paid impact
Yep.
fees because they didn't
Yep.
have a TIF project. So it's not every commercial developer just because they're building something we put them on the TIF list.
Yeah.
It is very much looking at the project and is there a nexus between the project and the system, not just a nexus between the project
And
And-
the mayor.
and the project, the street project and the developer project. I'm not going to enter the politics because that always.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
That
That's
always
our
enters
job.
a third.
That's right.
That's our job. That's why we're here.
That's the council, because even if the mayor said add it to the list, it still takes a council vote to add it to the.
Yeah, that's right.
The long story short, though, you know, as far as a TIF fee increase is concerned, is that the analysis will be done and then
I have a question. Why is
Because it's
this
a
not
housing process.
being done on a regular
Yeah.
That's
basis?
what they really.
that would really be a question I'd want
Well,
the
that's
council
what-
to answer. I mean, it
that's
was the
what- well,
council that told us to leave it alone. And that's the way it's been since 2010.
We did that?
What's that for the?
Not to change, it? We made a decision not to change it?
Yeah, it's in the,
TIF?
it's actually written in the municipal code.
Who's-
All of our
Oh,
impact fees are
you mean-
are increased for inflation, except for
The TIF.
TIF.
Well, we are, so many things come out every year. We're gonna look at this and change it. Every year we do that.
Oh, we
So
could,
why
if
is
they
this
brought
not-
them back. But remember, and that follow my weird thought. Because
Sometimes
most
you
of it,
lose.
like, it goes against homeowners. It's the cost of.
Right,
you
I know
that's
that.
where it comes.
And I remember way
that's
back
where you
when,
get the major
how
political.
expensive
thing
it was for
or-
home
because
developers coming
You
in.
can't believe there's $25,000
Right,
worth
I
of
remember
fees
all
for a
that,
new
yeah.
house.
Yeah, if you really want affordable housing, right?
Well, yeah,
Well, they hid Bonney because
Fall
our
into
fees
that
were so
hole.
high. That's what it was.
right. Your multi-million-dollar home with your $4,000 worth of granite on your kitchen, and you're worried about a $3,500 fee, right?
We done talking about this? I have
Okay.
another question for him off the subject.
I just want to know if
Excellent work, Jason.
we went to
Like
TIF list on the consent agenda
Yeah.
of the
Jason's
council.
house?
Consent.
Are you talking about Jason's
No, I haven't
house?
been there yet. Have you?
I live in the same 1,200 square foot house that I bought 17 years ago.
You're a wise man. That's why I like you.
Us staff, we actually bunk together. You know,
Yeah.
he's-
Ryan makes me sleep in the trailer in his front yard.
That's right.
Is that a code? Is there a code enforcement opportunity here?
We're in Sumner. We're in Sumner. It's all good.
Jason,
Well,
are we moving on?
consent or
It's
Consent
already been
agenda.
done. She's already changed.
Done.
All right, I'm
All
good.
right.
What's going on with
Kevin's there.
BLT?
Oh, we have minutes.
Oh, they're good.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
fine.
minutes are
Check.
good. You want to be on
So,
Thank you.
yeah,
What's going on with
BLT,
BLT?
they've
Looks terrible
submitted-
sitting over there.
They submitted for design
design
review
review and their civils, I
and their
believe.
civils. It's in their required public commenting noticing
So
period.
they're moving forward.
They're moving forward with design review. We haven't seen a building permit yet. And moving with civil, so I'm assuming they're moving forward, but
People asking me and it looks terrible. Better.
I mean, we could go after them in code enforcement, but I didn't think the city wanted me to go after George, you know?
You know, that's a project we're eager to see occur too. I mean, it's gonna be, what George is planning is a nice, yeah, too, but we can't really do much until those permits are. We will act, as needed to get
Is
this
that
through.
same thing on the old restaurant in East Town where they're gonna put the car place in there?
Chris, is that Chris?
Chris
Yeah,
Beer
they
project?
have
The butter biscuit?
Yeah, they bought the butter biscuit, but he also bought the property next door. They've applied for civil, SEPA, and site plan. They're like the site plan and SEPA came in, I think, yeah.
That gonna be a restaurant?
No,
No,
it's gonna be
auto
a
dealer.
car dealer and it's gonna fix up cars. I talked to Chris and he was actually,
Yeah.
I walked through the building.
Did you guys do a project update on the athletic field?
We did not give a specific update
Lots
on
of dirt
that.
over there.
I can
There's a lot of dirt over there.
I can definitely prepare one for you for next CDC if you'd like.
Okay.
We have had some issues with soils out there that have
Yeah,
slowed things
said that,
down.
that's
Yeah.
kind of what I
I
was
tell
like.
everybody's gonna be done in October. So
We also found an underground storage tank that needed to be.
And I was going to say the bones that you find are not related to anything or any bad. They're actual animal. It's like
Noted.
All property
Not
of Rob.
Noted.
Um,
we are.
All right, thank you.